We're going to be letting out our 3 North American black bears. So we have Corbin, our male, and Tilly and Ruby, our females. They just turned 2 last month. So you saw us hiding our food. Basically, we're trying to recreate a forage enrichment feed as much as possible. In the wild, they're going to be flipping over like a lot of rocks and stuff looking for their food. So that's what you're going to see today. They're going to bust out of here, and I'll talk about it then a little bit. If you have any questions along the way, feel free to yell them out. All right, we're good.
Here they come. Here they come.
So these guys came to us from Oregon. They were actually born in the wild, and they were abandoned by their mom in some logging activity, which is actually, unfortunately, a pretty common thing. So they were rescued, and they weren't even 2 weeks old yet. Eyes were barely open. They couldn't walk. And they came to us when they were about 4 weeks old. We were bottle feeding them every 3 to 4 hours. There's a keeper spending the night with them every night. And they lived inside for about 6 months. They came out here, and they've been in this enclosure ever since. So these guys will be full grown probably in another 8 to 12 months. The girls can reach up to 350 pounds, and the males can actually reach up to 5, upwards of 6, but that's really big.
Wow.
We don't think they'll get that big, but they're well over 200 pounds right now. These guys are omnivores, so they literally eat anything. Fruits, veggies, nuts, berries, grass, leaves, fish, eggs, chicken. So we try to vary their diet as much as possible. They are very seasonal diets, so this time of year they're sort of loading up on more proteins, preparing for the winter, which we don't really have one this year, so they're good. And then in the summertime, we focus a lot more on like berries and grasses, oak leaves, stuff like that. So we try to vary it as much as possible. And meat is actually only 10 to 15% of their diet. These guys aren't big hunters. You know, they're not going to be eating large game. They're going to be eating really small mammals. But the majority of what they're eating is fruits and vegetables. They can live to about 30 years in captivity. So we're going to have them for a while. If we have to move them at some point because of size, we will do that. We're hoping we can keep all 3 of them together. Normally in the wild, they sort of, when they reach maturity, they go off on their own. So as long as they're getting along okay, we're going to try to keep them together. That way they have each other.
Oh my God.
And you'll see them start to climb in a second. They're actually really excellent climbers. You guys can climb up to 100 feet in 30 seconds.
Wow.
So they actually prefer being up high. It's their safe place, especially these guys. If they're on the ground and something startles them, their instinct is to run to that back wall and straight up. A lot of times at night, they're hanging out on top of the bars and have the telephone poles. So it's a really natural behavior for them to be up high.
Whoa. He got his lettuce. That's so cute.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Can these guys be humans?
They don't really like that, no. They're not going to eat one. These guys is what we call target training. We have a stick with a ball in the end, and we'll come down here and, you know, we get them to touch the ball. They'll hear a click and get a treat. We do that for a couple of reasons. One is for them, to keep them busy. They are very intelligent animals, and it increases a bond with us. And then the other is for medical purposes. So like if one of them has a cut on a paw, or I need to look at their belly or their mouth, I can get them in a position to where they're voluntarily doing that, and I'm not forcing them, especially with these guys being such large animals. We don't want to have to sedate them every single time we need to look at them. We have another, it's called a blood draw box, where they're actually grabbing through the fence on the bottom a wooden pole, so we can do injections or blood draws. Again, anything that we can get them to do voluntarily is helpful for us and then less stressful on them. They catch on really, really quickly. They're very, very smart.
Well, they did get the lettuce up here.
Yeah, they'll get it eventually.
Look at this one, look.
Does anyone have any questions?
Do you feed every day?
How many times a day you do this feeding?
So we actually do a feeding once a day. They're roughly eating 7 to 8 pounds right now. They're still growing, so eventually that will level off. So we're always varying their diets depending on what they need. We're actually working on getting a feeder that will go on top of their enclosure because they are such foragers. So it'll be timed, and every 3 to 4 hours it'll spit food out, and it'll encourage them to come out all the time during the day instead of just once a day. So we're really excited about getting that, but we try to come down here in the afternoon, you know, throw out some grapes, just anything to sort of encourage that behavior, but they just eat once a day right now, yeah.
Is it usually around the same time?
Yeah, because we do this sort of like a keeper talk, so 11 o'clock is when we feed them every day, but we'll try to come down here in the afternoon and spend some time with them.
Look at, do you think he's gonna find it? Take a look.
Here we go. Claim he's getting his lettuce. Whoa, look at that.
He's on the same one. I got the other one.
Yeah. He likes his lettuce.
He knows where they're at. Get up there, or I would. So they can get up there, but I can't get up there.
They are
There's pretty.
Sorry?
Lab salad, yeah. It's even salad. It's kind of funny that there's a salad.
They're smart. They're eating vegetables like that.
There's more salad up in here.
Where's the third
You
one?
like salad?
Oh, he's over there in that corner over there. I'm surprised they only eat once a day.
Yeah, I mean, we're giving them, so like in the wild, they're not going to eat all 8 pounds at one time. They're going to spend all day kind of walking around to eat a total of that.
Oh, okay.
We just unfortunately don't have the luxury of doing that, so they're getting the amount that they need, they're just getting it all at once, and then we try to, you know, incorporate that other stuff in when we can.
Excuse me. When they eat lettuce, do they have the same taste like we have it? You don't know?
They actually really like it.
Yeah, but the taste, it will taste same as for us or not?
I don't know. That's a good question. I honestly have no idea. I mean, they love all the same things we love. Like they eat all the sweet stuff first. So it's very possible.
They're so funny, so cute. They poke their head into those buckets.
I wanted to thank you guys for coming out. We are a non-profit, so everything we do for these guys is because you guys show up and buy tickets and merchandise. So we really appreciate it.
Thank you.